people who change the world.
Leadership that you could really Welcome, Bishop Mendez. I'm very happy that you're joining me. You are, a leader in our Latino community, in the church, and it's very important for us to have your point of view since you're so committed to our community and to faith. And that's what I think the Latino community is about, right? Like faith, family.
Yes.
I know that's what we represent. So I wanted to get your reactions about that debate last night. Harris didn't hold back, right? She called Trump a disgrace. How do you think her critiques resonate with Latino voters? Or do they see Trump differently? And I'm so interested about your perspective because you're someone who switched, right? If you want to tell us more about that.
Well, my perception yesterday, ABC took 2 hours before the debate to trash Trump. So, when David Muir and the other lady were giving Trump the questions, they already knew the answers because they had trashed Mr. Trump prior to the debate. So I feel that it was very unfair, and the field was not leveled. So it was plain favoritism, and I saw that because they were talking about why didn't they talk about the shortcomings of Kamala Harris. They should have said the things that this administration has failed on. No, they highlighted supposedly good things that have happened. I don't see them, but they were raging and raving about the Biden administration and Kamala Harris. It's a disaster. Everywhere you look is a disaster. They left all those weapons in Afghanistan, and the people from Afghanistan gave it to Russia, and Russia used those weapons to fight Ukraine. You call that a victory? You have problems with North Korea, South Korea. You have problems with Iran, who is sending missiles to Israel, and you have Hamas using human shields in Gaza. They destroyed a hospital that we built for them. Hamas bombed the hospital and destroyed the hospital with patients. And people don't talk about those things. And so to me, this administration has been a disaster because I have seen firsthand everything that they have done to our country. So the fact that Kamala Harris was and my mom was telling me this. He said, "Do you think?" She said, "I thought Kamala had a hearing aid," and I said, "How do you know, Mom?" And she says, "Well, those are things that they recommended that I wear. They're like earrings, but they're really an earpiece." I said, "Oh, you know about that kind of stuff, Mom?"
Wow.
and
so have been hearing from the earring.
Yes. And so, it's interesting to see that because I had never seen Kamala Harris speak in this fashion.
Right.
It took me by surprise.
Yeah.
Because I've known Kamala Harris for 30 years. And when I saw her yesterday, I said, that sounds like, somebody's feeding into her ear. And then the people who were interviewing her, they weren't asking pressing questions. And even those questions that they asked of her, she used filibuster and she used detour. When they asked her about the economy, she goes on about housing and she never answered the question.
Yeah.
And all the questions, she never answered them.
I think that first one was the most important one, right? Like, are people better off in your administration? Just in the day-to-day, the basics, are they better off? It's a very straightforward, simple, but powerful question. She did not answer that.
No, she used filibuster and detour. And she uses always the word salads. She talks a lot but doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she never answered the question. And I like how Mr. Trump ended the debate. If everything you said is true, go back to Washington and make those changes tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because she's promising that she's gonna do these things. Well, she said, well, this administration has had 12 years to do it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And the Biden, right, has been in the administration three and a
Or
half
8 years with Obama.
and then 8 years with Obama, so that's almost 12. So come on, give me a break. They're magically going to solve every single thing they caused. And that was the biggest irony for me in the debate, that she was saying how she's going to fix all these issues that she caused, that happened during her administration. So she's going to undo what she was doing before. The whole thing for me just didn't make any sense. So let's switch to immigration. That's another very important topic for our Latino community. Trump revealed some uncomfortable truths on immigration during the debate. And as someone who has navigated through Biden, RFK Jr., and now Trump, what's your message to Latino voters about Trump's stance on immigration, right? Because that's, I think, one thing that has many Latinos on the fence, because the media has portrayed him as he hates immigrants. That's basically their portrayal.
Well, I can tell you that a lot of immigrants work for Mr. Trump in his hotels, in his golf courses. I have never seen, and the people that have worked for Mr. Trump for 30, 40 years, they love him as a boss. And so I have never seen Mr. Trump discriminate Latinos. Because if you go to Mar-a-Lago, if you go to Donald Trump golf course here in Palos Verdes, in Los Angeles, if you go to the Trump buildings, you see a lot of Latinos working for Mr. Trump. So I don't believe that Mr. Trump is racist. His daughter-in-law, who was married to the governor of California, is now married to his son, and I can send you a picture of the three of us together. And she's Puerto Rican, and so I don't see Mr. Trump as a racist man. And I believe that that's the reason that Mr. Kennedy has endorsed Mr. Trump. And I spoke to Mr. Kennedy a couple of days ago, and he was there with him yesterday in Philadelphia. And the fact that Mr. Kennedy, who's a man who I honor and respect, is now endorsing Trump gives me great confidence that if Mr. Kennedy gets a position in his cabinet, Mr. Kennedy will be a great influence to Mr. Trump in terms of immigration issues, because Mr. Kennedy has been at the border many times. He's been at the border many times, and he understands the issues that we're having at the border. It's not about Latinos, but we need to know who's coming in,
Right.
because we don't want another 9/11.
Exactly.
I don't want our freeways to be bombed. I don't want our resources to be destroyed. And we had balloons flying all over our military bases, and it took the Biden administration over a week to get rid. When they were finished taking all the pictures, that's when they destroyed the balloons. They probably asked Mr. Jinping in China if it was okay now. Now they've taken all the pictures. Can we destroy your balloons now?
Oh my God.
I mean, they flew all over our military bases. And there's people, the moment those balloons appeared in the air, they should have been blown out.
Yeah.
Why expect until they finish with the pictures? They probably got a call from Jinping and said, okay, we're done. All right, now we can get rid of those balloons now. And the immigration issue, I really pray that our Latino voters open their eyes and open their ears, because we have a lot of manipulative media outlets that poison the well. And our Latino voters sometimes drink from that well that is poisoned. And it's poisoned with biases. It's poisoned with division and animosity where it shouldn't be. Because, we have many politicians like Obama who deported millions of Latinos. and who did horrible things to the Latino community. Where's all those promises about our immigration reform? He was the president. He had the Senate, and he had the House of Representatives. Why didn't he make a immigration reform at that time when he had everything in his arsenal to do it?
On 8 years, right? Yeah.
And for 8 years. And then he promised that as an immigration reform when he first went in. After 4 years, he said the Republicans didn't let me do it. Well, the Republicans weren't in office.
Right.
So how can you blame the Republicans?
Right.
And then he says, but if you guys give me another 4 years, I promise I'll do it. And here's the Latinos voting again for him so he could lie another 4 years. And then, at the end of the 4 years, Hillary Clinton said, I will do it for you. I will do it for you. And nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. And the Democrats, when Trump wanted to do it, they blocked him.
Wow.
So we have to look at those channels that broadcast the Congress sessions live, and we can see who is really on our side and who's really not on our side. Because there's a lot of people who claim to be for us that are against us.
Yeah, a lot of confusion, right? Just a lot of confusion. And it's important for people, like I always say, to look at the facts, look at the results, right? That's the thing, because anyone can say anything and present anything, but it's like, what have you done? What are your results? That what makes you credible or fit for the job, right? We would do that in any industry, right? We even, anyone you can come up with. It's about what you do. It's never about what you say.
Words are empty. And there's a saying in Spanish, las palabras se las lleva el viento. The wind will take your words,
right?
But it's your actions. What have you really done to elevate the Latino community? And I don't see how Latinos are better under the Biden administration.
Exactly.
This woman, is Indian, is black, is white, and she's polka dot. I don't know what. Every day I wake up and keep thinking what color is she going to be today.
Yeah, it's definitely on the confusing side how they're trying to rewrite the narrative.
What's really funny is her accent.
Yeah,
she's from the South, and she talks with a Southern accent, and then she goes to Philadelphia and she speaks with a white accent.
Yeah,
it's like I'm dealing here with a multiple personality.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a strategy, right? When you're trying to be like the people you're talking to, then you want to more become them, but it's of course very inauthentic, and people can see right through it.
But I would think it's offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Because for example, if I wanted to be a Native American, I'm not a Native American. I would think it's offensive to them to claim that I'm a Native American because I'm not.
Right. Exactly.
I think that I would do things that are offensive to them. Now, if inadvertently I do something that offends them, I would apologize to them because I mean no harm, because I don't know your culture.
Yeah, and not just to skip over it, right? But actually apologize. Yes, very true. Very good points. I want to thank you so much for your time, for joining me in this interview. We did one in Spanish as well for our Latino community, and it's been very valuable. You, like I say, you're like an insider, right? You've met all of them, you've shared with them, you know them, so you would really know who's going to be the best.
Well, I'm just so happy that Mr. Kennedy is walking with Mr. Trump, and that Mr. Kennedy can be a positive influence to Mr. Trump on so many different levels. And I hope and pray that Mr. Kennedy will have a cabinet position where he can also help Mr. Trump make some good decisions for our country, because I believe that both of them are very good men.
100%, 100%. That's what we're looking for. So thank you again so much.
Okay, Lord bless you. Bye-bye.